Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sense of South Jersey with me, Kellen, for another fragrance review. Today I'm going to stick with the previous review that I did over the house of Armaf, and I recently reviewed Club de Nuit Intense Man, and the only other fragrance by Armaf that I own is Nuit. So this particular fragrance, released the same year, 2015, is classified as an aromatic spicy fragrance. Of course, we'll look at the presentation, we'll take a look at the notes, give you what I think about the performance and my overall thoughts, and then we'll give it the overall rating. So we'll just jump right into it here. The presentation on this fragrance is actually really cool. So we'll take a look at the box first. So the front of the box has got kind of like a felt cover, and then once you get in here, it's like an embossed or lifted I would say mock leather. This particular isn't fake leather, but it's meant to be designed and look like that. Silver buckle here says Très Nuit pour Homme. It's classified as a eau de toilette, so it's a 3.4 ml, so ounce, 100 ml bottle. On the top, you got all silver with the seal of Armaf, which has got the almost similar look to the Versace, linked together, and then Armaf there, and then Armaf, and then Sterling Perfumes, which is I guess where they're distributed from, and some ingredients on the back. On the bottom, you got your serial number, batch code, and more brand information on the sides. Not really much going on too. So box is pretty cool. I like the felt cover. It adds some detail to it, and I think Armaf's presentation is always on point. Club de Nuit's bottle itself is really cool. Looks like that, and it's heavy duty as well. Same with this one. So box opens like this, bottle comes out. This particular one, I've had the cap pop off, so I wouldn't lift it up by the cap. But the bottle's really cool. It's nothing like I've ever seen before. So you got Très Nuit on there. Almost pretty much transparent glass. You can see the juice still in it, but it's got a blue tint to it, but you can still see through it. And on the wrapping around the whole bottle is a leather band. And on the bottom, it's got some information there, Très Nuit, and some more stuff about Armaf. On the back, not much going on. And this is the buckle that I think is supposed to look like the box here, right there, that links this two together. Cap is pretty nice, pops off, nice metal cap. Says Armaf there. You can see the symbol going around there. Silver atomizer. We'll take a look at the distribution. I have some on my arm, but I'll spray some more on. That's actually, I think this has got better distribution than Club de Nuit. So I like this presentation a lot. Let's talk about the notes here. Notes are, the top are lemon, lemon verbatim, and iris. The base is lavender, violet, and spice, or spice notes. Base is ambergris and sandalwood. I get the lemon, and I think I get a little bit of the lavender and the base. I don't really get any sandalwood, and that's like one of my favorite notes, so I think I would be able to pick that up. Performance-wise with this particular fragrance is extremely disappointing compared to Club de Nuit Intense Man, which is a straight monster. I think this is mediocre at best. It's mediocre. I get about 4 hours. And I came across this one because a good friend of mine who was really interested in getting Green Irish Tweed, and I did some research and found that this is their impression of it, just like Club de Nuit is their impression, Armaf is who I'm talking about, of Creeds Aventus. So I'm like, I don't have it, so I bought myself one, and the price point's really inexpensive, so I got him one too. And he had mentioned to me before the review, he's like, yeah, I don't really smell it on myself, and I don't really smell it at all after a few hours. And I was kind of like, and honestly, I hadn't worn it that much, so I think it's a good season to wear this one. I think it could be, it's better, fresher, so for the warmer weather. But I agree, the performance is pretty poor. Projection is an hour. Your sillage is almost non-existent after a little bit, and that could just be my experience and my friend's experience. It doesn't have to be yours, but I'm really disappointed with the performance on this one. It just is not there. Where the other one is the polar opposite. It's a complete monster in terms of performance all day into the next day. Like I smelled it on myself, Club de Nuit Intense Man, the following day, where this one not so much. So that could be a good thing in terms of where I think you should wear this one. But my thoughts on the smell, it's really chemical. It's kind of like a cleaning fluid, and I smell the lemon, and the opening is not so great. The dry down is much better. The dry down's where you get that kind of fresh air, almost like fresh cut grass mixed with fresh air on a spring day type of vibe to it. But I don't think it's, and that's where I think it's more similar to Green Irish Tweed, which I've smelled a couple times. I just don't think it smells that great either. It's just not really for me. I don't know what it is. Some people I've read some great reviews and watched some great reviews on this one where people really say it's a hit, and it's not doing it for me. I think this can be semi-formal to casual. I don't think it holds up well enough for it to be a formal scent. Formal scents you definitely want to be, I think, high in the projection and performance, where this one falls short, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of this fragrance, and it's funny. Most of the time, I like the colognes and fragrances that I review, even if they're old school '80s ones. Like I love the House of Jacques Bogart. I love the fragrance One Man Show, which I think is a love hate thing, and I think your average person would probably lean to say, yeah, I like this, or this is way more wearable than that One Man Show, or similar fragrances like that. But for whatever reason, I'm just not a huge fan of this one. I barely use it, as you can see. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't give off a fresh vibe. It's almost like a dryer sheet and Lysol combined, and you get that linen and slight lavender, but it's not. It's very, very chemically, and synthetic. I hate to say that word because every fragrance has some sort of syntheticness note to it. Just obviously the higher end fragrances are going to try it and use some more natural ingredient, as they should, given the price point. But, again, got to understand this is only $22, so you can't have super high expectations. But based on my experience with Club de Nuit Intense, man, I was really disappointed in this one. I'm not a big fan. Okay, so my overall rating, presentation, 10 out of 10. Really like the presentation. They nailed it on that. That's their only high score, in my opinion. Performance is a 3.5. It was non-existent, and the smell, I think, is a 4. The dry down saved it a little bit, but the opening is not that great at all. So overall, I'm going to give Très Nuit 4.5 out of 10. So I'm interested to hear what anyone else out there has their opinion on this fragrance. Do you like it? Do you like Armaf? Do you like this one? Do you like Club de Nuit only? Because so far, these are the only two from Armaf I've tried. So if you have any experience with this one, please let me know. Or if you know a better substitute, something that is similar but better than this one, or if you love this one, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are. And thanks again to everyone who watched this. Thanks so much. Take care.